I recently used a pension calculator and I typed into it how much do I need for a retirement income of £2,500 a month at age 60. And the answer it gave me was £750,000, so £750,000. Well, I disagree with that. So in this video, I'll give you what I think the real figure is, then walk it year by year all the way to 90. And as we get through this, you'll see there is a catch that you need to be wary of. Those are the 7 dangerous years that sit in the middle of this plan, and they can decide whether it works or not. See, the calculators get it wrong quite often because they ignore the biggest income source that most retirees have, and that is from 67. The state pension is going to cover about 42% of that £2,500 target. And a lot of the online tools that I've seen actually pretend it doesn't exist. They just talk about the income that you need from your pot, ignoring what the state pension itself is going to give you. So have a look here. You know, on the left, the standard calculator answer, it bills to £750,000. And on the right, the real number, one state pension, the tax rules, and the real spending accounting. And I get it to around £390,000. So that's a £360,000 difference, which is years of your life that you might not need to spend at a desk having to save. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which side to trust. But get this number wrong in one direction and you do run out of money in your early 80s. Get it wrong in the other direction and you basically end up wasting your healthiest years working for a pot that you might actually never end up spending. So no wonder so many people either panic or give up. You know, if nearly half the country is planning blindly, knowing your actual number, I think, is the whole game to making sure you successfully retire at the right time. By the end, you'll know your exact number, what it looks like at every age, and what to do if you're short. And do stay to the end. See, £390,000 isn't really one number at all, and the way I'd split it changes how you save. And if you do like this type of content, please do like the video and subscribe to our channel. My name's Zach Hussain. I've got over 25 years of experience of helping people plan their retirement. So before any working, let's get every assumption out in the into the open. So here they are all on screen. You know, basically I'm working assuming that you're a single person with a pot of money rather than a final salary scheme. You're retiring at 60 with the full £390,000. We're assuming that your mortgage is paid off and your state pension is going to arrive at 67. And the £2,500 a month means money in your pocket after tax. Every figure I talk about is what you actually keep. And I'm assuming that as well that your pot grows at about 4% a year once you're retired. And everything is in today's money. So inflation is already inside of that 4%. So each number buys what it says right now. And importantly, I'm going to assume that income comes out in chunks, with a quarter of every chunk completely tax-free. So this is a method called UF+, where 25% of every withdrawal is tax-free. So this is the alternative to what a lot of people do, which is to take their 25% tax-free cash up front. And we plan to age 90, aiming for a £30,000 to £50,000 buffer. So those are the ground rules. So why is the internet telling you to save double? Well, the answer is because the standard tools make 3, I think, particularly lazy assumptions about your retirement. And every one of them inflates the number you're chasing, and everyone collapses under some basic arithmetic. So let's start with the biggest one. They treat your pot as your only income, as if the state pension doesn't exist. Now, to be clear, you know, there are some calculators out there that do assume for state pension, but if you use a lot of just generic calculators online, they often don't, and often because it actually comes from the US where they don't have the state pension in there at all. So the state pension is currently just a touch over £12,500 a year. So from 67, it's going to cover 42% of your target. So what's your pot's workload here is the day you turn 67. Before then, every pound of your £2,500 has to come out of your pension savings. Then the state pension layer slots in at £1,046 a month. And what this means is that your pension pot's job drops to £1,454, so barely half the load. So a calculator that ignores that layer will always end up telling you to save double the amount that you need. And you can't buy that layer privately at any sensible price. It's the foundation this whole video stands on. What they also do is they also sometimes ignore how withdrawals are actually taxed. So take your money the right way and a quarter of every single withdrawal, as I said, can be 25% tax-free. And I'll show you that working pound by pound in a few moments. What they also do is they assume that you spend the same at 88 as you did at 62. But the reality is retirement spending is going to be U-shaped. So higher in your 60s, dipping through your 70s, and then rising again in your 80s as care arrives. Now, everyone's going to be different, but £2,500 a month is about £82 a day. And in your late 70s, most people, I think, simply don't necessarily spend that much. You might also be thinking, well, that dip can't be relied on, which is, I think, is a fair point, which is why this plan pushes spending back up from 85. And you stack the three corrections together, and a £750,000 initial figure that was given, I think, collapses back down to that 390, which I think is far more manageable. And from what I've seen, people don't fail by saving too little. It's because they delay retirement chasing a number that was never necessarily true for their circumstances. But one stretch of this plan decides whether £390,000 actually holds, and it's where the plan potentially breaks. You see, between 60 and 67, you are completely on your own. There's no state pension, no help, nothing. So 7 years where every pound, that £2,500, has to come out of your savings. So put £2,500 a month in your pocket, your pot has to hand over £2,700 a month of gross income. So the difference there is going to be tax, which is roughly £200 a month to HMRC. That's even with the tax-free 25% chunks working for you. So that's about $32,300 leaving the pot every year. Against growth, that starts at $15,600 and then shrinks. You see, the pot can't keep up. You're pulling out double what growth puts back. Watch what that does to the balance here. Watch the line from 60 to 67, the steepest fall of your entire retirement. And by 64, you're already below £320,000. And on the eve of your state pension, you're down to about £258,000. So £132,000 gone in 7 years. And then look at the kink. The moment the state pension arrives, the line begins to level out. The whole game is reaching that kink with enough left. So your third of your savings gone before any help arrives. And this is why the gap years are the villain of every early retirement plan. The timing risk itself can be pretty brutal. So this assumes a steady 4% every year, which markets don't deliver. That's 4% after inflation. So a crash in your first 2 or 3 years whilst you're withdrawing hard does damage the recovery never repairs. The defense is holding 2 to 3 years spending in cash, which means you never have to sell at the bottom. And we've got other videos on our channel which specifically look at how you should hold your retirement money when you do retire to protect yourself against market crashes. But the good news is that the math does hold. £390,000 reaches the kink with around £258,000 intact. If you are currently thinking about retirement, we have a free retirement checklist that'll help you think through all the things that you need to be doing and thinking about ahead of retirement. So you can go to our website, financialeducation.co.uk, and on the top there you'll see something called retirement checklist. So if you click on that, that will take you to a page where you can download the checklist from. And basically the checklist itself is called Are You Ready to Retire? And within there are 10 key areas that you need to be thinking about ahead of retirement. So all the way from understanding how your retirement income strategy is going to work, how you take out money in the most tax efficient way, how you transition from work into retirement. Basically, what this document is going to help you do is give you a full action plan and a blueprint to make sure you are fully for retirement. So for each of those 10 sections, what we do is give you all the key questions you need to be asking yourself, and all the actions you should be doing ahead of retirement, and also when you should be looking to do it. So by the time you get to the end, you should have a blueprint and an action plan that's going to make sure that you are fully ready to retire successfully. And you can access this by just scrolling down to the bottom here, adding your name and your email address, and then we'll email you a link to be able to download the document for yourself. The day that state pension lands, HMRC changes the rules on every withdrawal that you make. You see, the day that your state pension starts is the tax rate on your pension withdrawals. That roughly doubles, not because rates have changed, because of a quiet collision between two numbers that sit just £22 apart. So first, the method that keeps the gap years cheap. So that's taking your pension in chunks. A quarter of each chunk is going to be tax-free. Your provider calls it UF Plus or UFPLS, and it's a default in everything that I've shown you. So here's one full gap year withdrawal to the pound. You take out 32,337 and a quarter, which would be 8,084, is going to be tax-free immediately. The remaining 24,253 is going to be taxable, but your personal allowance is going to shield the first 12,570 of it. So that means you pay 20% on 11,683. So a bill of 2,337, which basically means £30,000 lands in your pocket. What does that mean? Well, that's an effective tax rate of just 7.2%. So structured right, the gap years can also be the cheapest tax you ever end up paying. That's the full working. The gap years cost less than people fear, but the cheap years don't unfortunately last. At 67, as I said, the state pension lands 12,548 of your taxable income before you've touched your pot. But your personal allowance is only 12,570. So the state pension swallows all but £22 of it, which basically means that from that day, nearly every pound that you draw from your pot is going to be taxed from the first penny. So the same pot, same £2,500 lifestyle, but the tax rate on your withdrawals jumps from 7.2% to 15%. Now, strangely, this is still good news because you're withdrawing far less. The state pension is doing the heavy lifting, and that's giving you guaranteed inflation-linked income, and there's no private product that can match that for the same price. And the personal allowance itself is frozen until 2031, whilst the state pension is obviously going to continue to rise yearly with a triple lock. So this basically means the collision is only going to get tighter. So that's the engine room. Now the full journey from your first day of freedom to 90. Most projections draw you a straight line. Real retirement doesn't move in one straight linear line though. You know, your spending changes and the shape of that changes 3 times. So therefore, your pot has to survive all 3 of these changes. From 60 to 74, you're in what I call the go-go years. So that's where you're going on holiday, enjoying your hobbies. You know, that's the life that you actually retired for. And that's where your full £2,500 a month will be spent every month. But then from 75, an Office of National Statistics spending data shows the same thing actually. Again and again, spending will begin to drop naturally and without effort. And in those slow-go years, the target falls, I think, to around £22,000 a year. So that's about £60 a day. Your pot only needs roughly £9,500 a year of spending money on top of the state pension. So finally, that's going to start giving you some breathing room. But from 85, costs climb back. That's where you need help at home. You may need to pay for adaptations to your home and be using taxis instead of driving. And we've built that in at £28,000 a year because ignoring the climb is how plans fail at the worst possible age. So the bars are you spending, so watch them dip at 75 and then climb again at 85. And the line is your pot and the slope changes with every phase. At 75, you've still got, I think, around £159,000 and 85 about £95,000. So that's falling faster as care costs begin to bite. And at 90, you land on roughly £34,000. Not leftover money, but a deliberate buffer. And every phase that you spend and the plan it still allows you to finish with some money left, and it also allows you with a little bit of money if you do need to start paying for residential care, although obviously clearly it won't pay for care for that long. That's the whole retirement on one screen, and how it ends matters more, I think, than how it starts. Most people, I think, obsess over the wrong end. That £34,000 buffer is, as I said, for the unexpected. You know, it could be a boiler, a roof, or a jump in care needs. And what it won't really cover is residential care for a long term. You know, residential care is about £50,000 a year and up. So that's a family conversation. It's going to be far easier to have at 70 than 87 to think about how you're going to deal with that. And this still assumes as well that markets behave as well. But exactly that is why we need to have this buffer, because markets may not do what you expect. The £390,000 works, but if you're nowhere near it, the next part is going to be what I think you need to focus in on. Now, Office of National Statistics figures put the median pension for 60 to 64-year-olds about £75,000, and that's nowhere near the £390,000 I think you need. So if that number stung, you're in the majority, and there are three real levers I think you can pull to help win you some of that money back. The most powerful lever is time. So every year that you work past 60 knocks roughly £19,000 off the target. Retire at 67 with no gap years at all, and you need about £260,000, a third less than 390. So even 2 or 3 extra years transforms the maths, because the pot grows whilst the gap is shrinks at both ends. Then I think there's part-time work, and I think this is really, really underrated. Even £1,000 a month in the gap years takes a third or more off your pot withdrawals right when they are at their most dangerous. And HMRC's own payroll data shows that over 1 million people a month now combine pension income with employment. And this is called phased retirement, and it really has started to go mainstream, and I am a real big fan of it. And flexibility, of course, is a lever too. So trimming to about 2,200 in lean years protects the pot when markets wobble. So it doesn't always need to be £2,500 a month. But what worries me more than people under saving is people withdrawing in the wrong way. The Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA, well, their own data shows how common that is. A third of decent-sized pots are being drained at 8% a year or more, double what is sustainable. So what that means is basically people are taking out £8 for every £100 that they've got saved. And I think it's going to get worse, not better. At that pace, a pot built over 40 years can actually be gone in 10 years. So these are people who did the hard work, they did the saving, and they're undoing it on the way out by withdrawing at too fast a pace. And the plan I've talked you through today withdraws at a sustainable rate in every phase. That's why it reaches 90 intact. So your number might be 260,000 if you work to 67, or about 320,000 plus a couple of part-time days a week for part of your retirement. But whichever route you take, I'd see the pot itself completely differently. Right, the bit I've been building up to all video. So stop thinking of £390,000 as one pot, because it isn't. It's really 2 pots wearing one name. About 130,000 of bridge money and 260,000 of forever money. See, the bridge money exists purely to be spent between 60 and 67, so it should sit somewhere more cautious. And the forever money has 30 years to work, so it can stay braver for longer. And once you see that way, your savings order changes. Build the bridge first, because it's the pot with the deadline, and review the split once a year. So 10 minutes, that stops both pots being treated as one. And one last thing, if your employer matches extra contributions in their pension scheme, that's the fastest bridge building money there is. That's free money, plus you get tax relief on your contributions aimed at the exact years that decide your retirement. So for more information, please go to our website, financialeducation.co.uk, where we've got a number of guides related to real life retirement. And if you did like our content, please do like and subscribe to the channel, and please do share this video with others who you think would benefit from the content. Finally, good luck and goodbye.